to the Bears Huddle podcast with me, your host, Owen James, bringing you all your latest Bears news from the other side of the pond. Yes, that's right, guys. We are on the wrong side of the pond. Yes, we're in the UK here. We could talk a story that is breaking, a story that's kind of been going on and reported by numerous sources across social media. Now, we know that the running back room is somewhere that's kind of caused a lot of discussion post-draft. Now, obviously, during the draft, we heard that the Bears made repeated attempts to trade up to get Ashton Jeanty, Travion Henderson, etc., but missed out on all of those key running backs: Jeanty, Judkins, Henderson, Scatterbo, Damian Martin, all of them. Anyway, all of them. We got obviously Kyle Monangai, who obviously is an exciting prospect in the 7th round. But it's a lot to hang your hat on a 7th round guy to come in and make a difference. Now, there is a growing belief within Bears community that Ben Johnson doesn't 100% trust D'Andre Swift. I mean, I personally think that Swift could possibly do a job this season if, obviously, he improves certain things. He dances too much. He's a bit indecisive. He needs to kind of get away from always trying to hit that home run ball. If he sometimes obviously focuses on just getting the hard yards, playing behind a much better offensive line with a much better offensive coordinator, there could be a big season in store for D'Andre Swift. Obviously, this was backed up by the comments the other day by Ryan Poles, where he talked about Roschon Johnson, he talked about Ian Wheeler, he talked about Kyle Monangai, but he did not even mention D'Andre Swift. So, what are the plans, Bears? What is happening with the running back room? And does D'Andre Swift still have a part to play for this team? However, stories that are doing the rounds at the moment indicate that the Bears have brought in a running back for a workout. Now, it isn't the running back you perhaps think it was going to be. A lot of the gossip and talk, especially coming out of Cleveland, seemed to indicate the Bears were moving close to trying to get a deal done with free agent running back Nick Chubb. However, it now emerges that there is a different possibility here on the running back front, and that is 30-year-old Jamaal Williams, the former New Orleans Saint, former Detroit Lion, former Green Bay running back. This is someone apparently the Bears are looking at. Now, Ben Johnson has worked with Jamaal Williams previously, and it's thought that this may be the reason behind why Jamaal Williams has been brought in for a workout to see where he's at, if he's ready to go, and what the Bears think of him. Obviously, have a discussion between the two parties, see if there's an agreement there, see what can be reached. Now, Jamaal Williams was released by the Saints, so there's no trade. But obviously in this, it is purely a signing job and what deal can be done. And obviously, the fact that he's been released, it may be that something can be done. A deal can be done, a deal that is mutually beneficial to both parties, obviously with the Bears not having a vast amount of cap space at this present moment in time. In terms of Jamaal Williams, you've got to go back to Detroit in 2022 for his last decent season where he rushed for over 1,000 yards. His 2 seasons in New Orleans were not great. 13 games for started in 2023, 14 games, 1 game started in 2024. A lot of injuries, obviously. 164 yards in 2024, 306 yards in 2023. His best years did come, funnily enough, in Detroit under Ben Johnson. In 2021, he was with them. He played 13 games, started 11 of them, 153 attempts at rushing, 601 yards, 3 TDs. His big season was in 2022, where he rushed for over 1,000 yards and had 17 touchdowns. His average in terms of yards per carry was decent. Also in that year, averaging 4.1 yards per carry. Last 2 seasons has been bad, 3.4, 2.9. So certainly his best production time came during his time with Detroit. So could it be that the Bears see this as being a cheap, affordable option to bring in and supplement the running back room? I think this is a situation where you've got to kind of say if there's truth in this rumour, if there is truth in the Jamaal Williams rumour, and truth in the fact that he has been brought in for a workout. This is not about finding a top RB1. This is about supplementing what we already have. Supplementing Roschon Johnson, supplementing D'Andre Swift, supplementing Kyle Monangai, giving options to Ben Johnson to use in his offense. I don't genuinely believe that this is a RB1 kind of Nick Chubb, J.K. Dobbins kind of deal. I think if that was the case, if the Bears were looking at bringing in a real RB1, it would be Nick Chubb, it would be J.K. Dobbins. Jamaal Williams, I think, would be a supplement to what we have already got, and perhaps an indication there is faith in that running back room within the Bears coaching staff and within the Bears front office. Guys, I'd love to know your thoughts on this story. We'll find out a bit more about it, look into it a bit more. But interesting times at Hallis Hall and with our Bears. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe on the way out. And let's bear down, Chicago. See you later, Chicago.